The fastest way to waste money in Warhammer 40K is buying the wrong first army. So let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. If you're new, the hobby hits with a whole lot at once. Dozens of factions, different ways to play, different games and game modes to play, and a tidal wave of advice that somehow all contradicts itself. And yeah, prices and points shift up and down throughout the years, so you don't want to buy blind and hope it all works out for you. So here's what we're doing today. I'm going to give you 5 beginner armies for different playstyles. We're going to count down from 5 to 1. Is 1 being the best? Maybe. Who knows? They all might be the best, depending on who plays them. Alright, starting at number 5, the pick for who want a full-on swarm on the table. We talking about the bad boys, the Orks themselves. And maybe they might be coming to 11th edition of this year. We're going to talk about Orks, the bad boys themselves, the green machines. If you ever looked at a battlefield and thought, I want to feel loud, fast, and slightly out of control, Orks are the army for you. This is the beginner who wants a lot of models, lots of board presence, and the kind of game where you're always moving forward and making things happen. On the table, Orks usually win by taking space, forcing decisions, pushing onto objectives, threatening charges, and trading units in a way that keeps pressure on your opponent. The most iconic Ork movement is the Wog, where your army spikes into a big aggressive turn and suddenly everything feels like it's coming at the enemy all at once. Orks are beginner friendly in a very specific way. They teach you the game by making you play the mission. You learn movement, threat ranges, charging, screaming, and objective control because you're constantly interacting with the board. Orks deliver that fantasy better than almost anyone. Almost. If you want fast progress with a small pile of models, Orks may not be the perfect army for you. Cost-wise, you can start pretty reasonable, but horde armies can grow quickly because the army wants numbers. If you buy random cool kits without a plan, you'll end up with a pile that looks awesome and doesn't play smooth. Smart approach is starting with a structure, entry force, getting a core of units that can hold objectives and fight and expand based on what you actually need after a few games. Get your detachment, fill it in. Your best purchase with the Orks is simple. Start with a focused set that gives you a playable foundation, then add one specialty unit at a time. Your best first purchase with the Orks is simple. Get a combat patrol box. It gives you a real clean start to building your list. It's not too pricey, you get decent models, and it lets you know if you're going to enjoy this without spending a couple thousand getting you an army. Be careful because Orks have very unique kits that look awesome on the table, but may not fit your playstyle. And if you love Orks, pick them. Just go in knowing the deal. You're trading faster table presence for more hobby time. And that's totally a fair trade if it matches your playstyle. If you want the same swarm fantasy, but with maximum wow factor on the table, number 4 might be your army. Number 4 is Tyranids. Tyranids are for beginners who want their army to look like a straight up alien invasion. Big monsters, swarms of creatures, and a vibe that says this planet is lunch. If you want your army to turn heads the moment it hits the table, Tyranids are the easy sell for that. The way Tyranids play often feels like pressure from multiple angles. You're threatening objectives, pushing forward with bodies, and using the fact that your army can bring both fast movers and heavy hitters to the table. A big part of the Tyranid identity is synapse, and the idea that this is a connected organism, not a bunch of individuals doing their own thing. That gives the army a very distinct rhythm compared to the human squads with guns. They're also one of the more flexible beginner choices because you can build toward different collection paths. You can lean into a swarm style, you can lead into a monstrous creatures, or you can mix the two. That matters because some beginners love painting that big centerpiece model, and some love the satisfaction of seeing a tide of units cover the board. Tyranids can feel very 40K in the best way. They create threat zones, they force your opponent to react, and they reward you for thinking about spacing and positioning. You learn a lot about board control just by playing it. because your decisions about where you commit bodies and where you hold back actually matter to them. The hobby reality is this: Tyranids can be easy or demanding, depending on how you build them. A beginner-friendly paint scheme can look incredible fast because organic shapes take dry brushing and washes very well. But the model count can swing wildly. If you go heavy swarm, you got more bodies if you want. If you go heavy monsters, you got fewer kits, but more centerpieces to work. Cost-wise, this army is a fork in the road. Monsters are more expensive per kit, but you may need fewer of them. Swarm, on the other hand, build more, mean you need more boxes overall. The best budget path depends on which direction you choose. So the smart beginner path is picking a direction early and building a playable core that matches it. Your best first purchase move with the Tyranids will be a combat patrol box. Best bang for your buck when it comes to Tyranid. But if you're more monster focused, start with your core units in one centerpiece you're excited to build. If you're swarm focused, start with a solid objective holding core and add speed or punch once you've played a few games and see what you're missing. The one thing you want to avoid is buying cool bio form because you saw it in some highlight clip, then realizing you don't even need that. But then again, if the model makes you excited and you want your army to feel like a living thread across the table, Tyranids are a fantastic pick for you. Now, if your top priority is getting playable army on the table with fewer kits and less paint time, number 3 is the move for you. This might be one of my more favorable armies. The Adeptus Custodes are the pick for beginners who wants an elite army that feels powerful without needing 100 models. If you like the idea of every model being a big deal, every move having weight, and your army looking like a golden wall of good luck getting through this, Custodes are the strong first choice. On the table, Custodes usually play like an elite spearhead. They don't flood the board with bodies, but what they do bring tends to be durability and dangerous. You're not trying to win by having more stuff everywhere. You're trying to win by taking key point, holding them, and using high quality units to decide when the fight happens on your terms. This is a very beginner friendly army because fewer models can mean fewer decisions and faster turns. When you're new, you're already learning phases, data sheets, stratagem timing, and how missions score. Running an elite army like the Custodes can make the learning curve more manageable because you're tracking fewer unit activations and fewer moving parts. There's also a clean hobby advantage here. Fewer models means you can get table ready faster. That matters a lot. Playing games early keeps you motivation high, and you learn more from 3 legal games than 20 hours of shopping research. Now, with elite armies, they punish sloppy positioning. When you have fewer units, you don't have extra bodies to cover mistakes. If you leave a gap, your opponent can exploit it. If you overextend, you can't always trade back with cheap units. Custodes reward disciplined movement, good target priority, and understanding where the fight actually matters. The reality is also worth saying out loud. Custodes can be fast to paint if you keep it clean, but the detail level can tempt you into perfection. You don't need museum quality gold to start playing. A clean base coat and a shade and a highlight will carry you really far with the Custodes. And you can always level them up later. Now, cost-wise, Custodes kits aren't cheap, but they're not expensive either. But the total path to playable games can be more controlled because you're often buying fewer boxes than you would be buying a horde. It's one of the most reliable ways to avoid the beginner trap of I bought a ton of models and I still can't field a force. Your best first purchase move with the Custodes is building a solid core first. You want a foundation that can hold objectives and fight, which almost all of them can. Then you want to add a second role, either something fast, something that hits harder, or something that supports your core plan. Avoid buying specialty pieces too early, because Custodes win by having a clean plan, not by collecting everything. Buy Games Workshop stuff Forge World looks awesome, but it can be pretty expensive. This box of Custodes right here, I have them built and it's 1,100 points and the box costs 200 bucks. So it's a pretty good start on points in Army. All right, number 2 is for beginners who want something that feels a little different, looks incredible, and still plays pretty fun. Necrons are the pick for the beginner who wants an army that feels relentless and alien without being fragile. If you like the idea of ancient robot legions marching forward while your opponent realizes, wait, they're getting back up? Necrons are very beginner friendly in that option. The playstyle often revolves around durable bodies, steady board presence, and a grinding value over time. You're not always trying to delete the enemy. You're often trying to control objectives, absorb pressure, and win the mission while your opponent is forced to commit extra resources just to clear units that refuse to stay down. Because you do get back up on occasion. And that getting back up identity is one of the biggest reasons Necrons can be forgiving for beginners. When you're learning, you will make mistakes. You'll misjudge a threat range, expose a unit, or pick the wrong target. Necrons can soften those errors because durability and reanimation can keep you in the game long enough to recover and still learn something useful from that match. They also teach a strong fundamental. Necrons reward positioning, objective play, and understanding when to trade versus when to hold. If you get distracted chasing kills, you can still lose while feeling like you were doing fine. So the army pushes you toward playing the mission correctly. Now on the hobby side, Necrons are one of the most beginner-friendly paints projects in the game. A simple metallic scheme looks good fast, and you can get a couple glow effects, details later on once you get more comfortable doing that detail work. That makes it easier to actually finish units and get them to the table, which is a bigger for your first army so you can get more games cracking. Cost-wise, Necrons are flexible. You can build into way different many play styles over time. And you're not locked into one tempo forever. You can lean more into infantry, faster tech units, or heavier constructs, depending on what you enjoy. The key is starting with a stable core and play the mission while you learn. And with 10th edition and 9th edition, there are just more than enough Necrons floating around that you can pick them up fairly cheap. Your best first purchase move with Necrons is starting with the mission core. Get the units you can hold space with, stay relevant across games, then add a problem solver. Unit that once played a few matches and you know which situations you struggle with, avoid buying only the coolest centerpiece models. If it leaves you with nothing that actually scores, I would not get it. A quick note, if this countdown is helping you avoid a bad first buy, subscribe. I'm building these guys to get new players into games faster with fewer expensive mistakes. And now for the one we've all been waiting for. What is the #1 most beginner-friendly faction to start in Warhammer 40K? We'll go with Space Marines, because Game Workshop loves Space Marines and pushes a ton of their content out all the time. And if we're being honest, they get the most updates, they get the most everything. So for a beginner, starting with Space Marines is a good all-around pick. The downside to starting with Space Marines is they get all these updates. So you have way too much content to deal. Tons of detachments, tons of this unit's better than this unit today. Oh, they change it next week. Now this one's better than this one. Like it's a lot to deal with, but they are probably the most forgiving to play with. So let's crack #1 down. Space Marines are the best all-around first pick army because they're the cleanest learning platform in the game. They have clear unit roles, flexible playstyles, and a ton of support across the hobby. Almost every starter set has Space Marine. I was talking about Orks having the 11th edition. It will be some type of Space Marine in the 11th edition starter box to go against them. Get a buddy, split the box. They get Orks, you get Space Marines, or vice versa. It's a clean way to get into the game. There's also a ton of Space Marine hobby projects, battle reports. Almost all the battle reports have some type of Space Marine you can watch. You can learn their playstyle, their painting guides, and local players can help you because everyone starts with a Space Marine or hits it at some point of their Warhammer career. On the table, Space Marines play combined arms better than almost anyone. You can run shooting focused list, melee pressure list, or a balanced focus to do a little bit of everything. That flexibility is huge for a beginner because your taste will change once you actually play the games and get a feel for what you like doing. Marines let you adjust without having to abandon an entire collection. They also help teach the fundamentals in a very direct way. You learn movement discipline, you learn how to stage threats, you learn target priority, and you learn how to score it. And because the unit roles are genuinely clear, you spend less time guessing what your army is supposed to do and more time learning how to do it better. Now, hobby-wise, power armor is beginner-friendly. You can get a clean, good-looking paint job without needing advanced techniques. And the models are sturdy enough that building them doesn't feel like working on tiny glass sculptures, like some models we have. You can go simple and it still looks great, and then add detail later once your confidence grows. Cost-wise, Space Marines aren't cheap, but they are manageable because the range is supported so heavily. You have many entry points. The biggest danger when Marine, it's not cost, it's choice paralysis. There are so many units, so many options, that beginners sometimes buy too wide, too fast, and end up with a scattered collection. Your best first purchase with Space Marines is starting with a structured entry that gives you a balanced core, then expanding toward one clean direction. Pick whether you want your core to lean more shoot, more aggressive, or more balanced. Then buy to support that plan. Once you've played a few games, you'll know what you actually want more of. And if you're learning Ultramarines specifically, that's a great beginner direction. You're stepping into one of the most supported chapter identities in the game, with a clean visual scheme, flexible play patterns, and a ton of expansion routes. Now that you got that 5 solid options, here's the rule that keep you from second guessing yourself into doing nothing. How to lock in your choice and move forward. Here's the tiebreaker rule. If you're stuck between 2 armies, pick the one you're more excited to build and put on the table. Motivation is what gets you through the first paint session, the first rules mistake, and the first rough game. Reps teach you faster than research ever will. So let's summarize this list. We got Orks are your horde pressure pick. Tyranids are the great wow factor invasion pick. Custodes are the low model elite force. Get to the table super quick. Necrons are the unique, forgiving grinder pick. Space Marines are the best all-around learning pick. Now, take that list of 5 and throw it out the window and go pick what you want to play. See you in the next one.